Let me do roll call.
Well, I can call us to order and welcome everyone to this special meeting.
I think we need 6 for quorum. Is that right?
That's correct.
I see at least 6.
Okay.
Well, good. So I have 1:02 p.m. on June 8th for our 2026 special FPAN board meeting agenda that we are going to follow at present. So I'm calling us to order. And I welcome you all here. Thank you so much for taking the time for this hopefully quick meeting where we are working through just doing our elections that we weren't able to do at our last meeting. So we can now move to roll call, please.
Chris Davenport.
Here.
Dr. Gonzalez.
Here.
Dr. Jensen.
Here.
Maureen Mahoney. Here. Dr. Catherine Miller-Wolf.
Here.
Dr. Parsons. Dr. Heather Riddell.
Here.
Dr. Rivera Colazo.
Here.
Dr. Meryl Shriver-Rice. Miss Glenda Simmons-Jenkins.
Present.
We have enough for a quorum.
Super. Again, thank you for the time today. So now can we have approval of the agenda? Somebody is so moved.
So moved.
A second, please.
Second.
Okay. And we also need to move for approval of the meetings from the fall 2025 meeting, the minutes from the last meeting that we had, if we can.
So moved.
Second.
Super. Okay, so now we are moving to item 5, public comment. If there's any public comment, I invite public commenters to speak now. We ask that any public comments are limited to 3 minutes. Are there any public comments?
Hi, yes, could I talk?
Yes, can you introduce yourself? And I will time you for 3 minutes.
Hi, yeah, my name is Ethan. I had a quick concern. So basically I have concerns about the way 3 of the candidates before us today may steer the board moving forward, just in regards to promoting FPAN's commitment to social justice. Basically, I'm not so much concerned about Dr. Jones's application or her commitment to resolving, long-standing injustices through community archaeology. She's been very clear and definitive in her work on the subject over the last several years, just like so many of our current board members. But I am hesitant about the other candidates. Before the board votes, could someone from the selection committee just explain why these other 3 selections are the best candidates to, for the board to help continue promoting FPAN's mission of being, a more diverse and inclusive program of community-based archaeology?
Just to interject, public comment isn't a discussion period. It is where you have your 3 minutes to share your thoughts and ideas. And then as part of what is happening with our review committee, they will talk about the candidates. So if you have comments that you want to go ahead and share in your 3 minutes, that is what you can do in this public comment period.
Sure. I guess if we could maybe just hear from them when they go over that in the selection committee. Those are just my comments and concerns. And thank you for letting me talk.
Okay, sure. Do we have any other public comment? Okay, if we have no other public comment, we can go ahead and move on to item number 6, old business. Mary, do we have any old business?
No.
Any other directors with old business? Okay, we can go ahead and move on to item number 7. This is our new business with action item A, number 1, election of new board members. So here's where we're going to hear from the nominations committees process and nomination slate. And then item 1B will be the election of the new board members after we hear from our committee.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rachel Kangas. I'm the director for the Central and West Central regions of FPAN based out of USF in Tampa. So I was one of the board nominations committee members, so I'm happy to present our summary of our nominations committee this year. So this is for our 2026 nominations committee. The members on our committee this year were myself, Rachel Kangas, Nigel Rudolph, Natalie De La Torre Salas, Mary Minkoff, and Maureen Mahoney. And our board positions that are becoming vacant, as I'm sure you all know, but we have a director for in-state archaeologist, out-of-state archaeologist, lay public, and a UWF representative who is appointed by UWF. So the nominations committee was created as a way basically to support and guide the selection of future board members by reflecting the evolving needs and priorities of FPAN as an organization and creating an intentional process for us to identify individuals who might be interested in serving on our board. So this year we officially began meeting back in December of 2025, and we reviewed the previously nominated candidates and also discussed potential new nominations. So for each person that we were looking for as a nominations committee, we were thinking, we had a couple of things in mind when we were thinking about candidates. We were looking at experience, their expertise, their perspectives, and how all of these things align with FPAN's mission, our organizational needs, and our long-term goals and objectives, all of which are outlined and available on FPAN's website. So I will say we were just honored to have so many people who are interested in each of the upcoming positions. Everyone who submitted materials would be an absolutely excellent candidate for our board, and we hope that folks who are not selected this term will be willing to resubmit perhaps in the future. So we're just blown away and really excited that so many people were interested and so many candidates were just so amazing. So based on our committee discussions, we present the following slate of candidates for consideration and vote by the current board of directors. So these are the positions and the people who submitted information. So for Florida in-state director, so a resident archaeologist, we had Zachary Gilmore and Dave Scheidecker. For out-of-state archaeologist, we had Brittany Brown, Alexander Jones, and Ruth Pion. For interested lay public, we had Jerry Crawford, Adam Knight, Sarah McNamara, Helen Midney, and Ariel Taylor Menges. And for director appointed by UWF, Remy Goujon. So Jen very kindly included each candidate's CV and interest letter in a previous email to all of the board members, and the candidates that the nominations committee recommends for the slate of the new board members is as follows. So we suggest for the Florida resident archaeologist that Dr. Zachary Gilmore be selected. For out-of-state archaeologist, Dr. Alexander Jones. For interested lay public, Jerry Crawford, and for UWF appointee, Remy Goujon. So to wrap up, I just want to really sincerely thank everyone who submitted nominations information. As I said, all of the folks that submitted would be excellent, and I hope they're willing to resubmit in the future, and all of the candidates who express interest in serving for FPAN. So we're incredibly grateful for the continued enthusiasm, support, and commitment that all of the amazing colleagues and FPAN bring to this collaboration. So we're really excited to be a part of this. And with that, I will end my presentation.
Thank you so much. Okay, so at this point, we can vote individually or we can vote for all at the same time. Is there any preference, Mary?
I don't personally have any preference, but if there are committee members that want to discuss and vote in a certain way, I'm open to either.
That sounds, we can go through one by one then. We can discuss in-state, out-of-state, UWF, and then layperson. If there's
May I ask a question, please? I'm sorry,
Sure.
I'm on the phone, so I can't raise my hand. This is Glenda Simmons Jenkins, and my question is to Rachel with regard to the selection process. Was there, and I apologize if this was in the paperwork and I overlooked it, was there a ranking that you all use in terms of like a numeric system? Were there any criteria such as the person's experience in community work or anything that included they're concerned with, social justice or other value systems that align with that you all used in creating a ranking of who you thought best met the needs of the board.
Yeah, I'm happy to speak to that. And Mary, if you're want to speak to that at all, you're more than welcome to. So
I'm happy to speak to that. And yes, there was a ranking system that we used to evaluate each of the candidates, and we took into consideration a variety of their experience and qualifications. And I was going to kind of pull it up right now as I was looking at it, my internal notes. So we didn't use, what we did was have a list of FPAN's needs, 10 needs that had been identified by the nominations committee previously. The first thing we did is we reviewed those needs from previous nominations committees, discussed if we still felt we had the same needs as a group, and did that first before we even considered any candidates. Some of those needs were pretty broad, and some are more specific. So things we considered was what was their range of experience, not just of the individual, but also how did their experience fit in with the experience of the board as a whole. So one of the things that was important to us is we didn't want the FPAN board to be entirely weighted in academia or in CRM or a particular area of archaeology. We wanted representation of all these different fields. Another consideration we had was people's experience working with communities, specifically descendant and tribal communities. And we have a very excellent relationship with the federally recognized tribes here in the state of Florida, and we wanted to make sure that our board continued to have that excellent relationship, that working relationship. Filling in the gaps of our knowledge or the knowledge of the board. So if there was a particular area of knowledge that a candidate represented that maybe we were losing as people rotated off, or we felt like we didn't have on the board, that was one of the considerations we gave. We also wanted to see if their work connected to any of our network-wide programs. So if we had previously collaborated with them on one of our programs, for example, CRIPT or Conference on Public Archaeology, HMS, any of these programs that we had. We also looked to see what region either they worked, lived, or their research was centered in within the state of Florida. One of the things that's really important to us is we didn't want a board too heavily weighted in one part of the state. So we wanted representation from around the state. And the way our board is structured with having UWF positions, that already gives kind of a weight to the Northwest region. So we wanted to make sure we had representation from across the state, not just where somebody lived or worked, but maybe where they had done research or had knowledge of. We didn't rank people on like 1 to 10 with those categories. We kind of just gave them a plus or minus if we felt that they met one of these broad categories. After that, we added up, how many pluses, how many minuses, and then we had a conversation about each of those candidates individually, because doing that kind of plus minus, have not, didn't always represent the full weight of maybe somebody had a whole lot of experience doing one of these things and maybe somebody just had a little bit. So that was more of a qualitative discussion session. We heavily reviewed their CVs and their interest letters and talked about if any of us had worked or their previous collaborations with FPAN. And we did this over a series of several meetings. Rachel or Natalie or Maureen, do any of you all want to add something as other committee representatives that were on this call?
I think you covered it really nicely, Mary. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mary. All was covered.
Thank you. I really appreciate you doing such a comprehensive overview of the process, and thank you to the committee members for your thorough work to vet each candidate and and make the recommendation to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Jenkins.
Super. Any further discussion about that process? Okay. Well, then we can go ahead and move to the in-state representative, the in-state director position. And everybody had those materials available. So, so Dr. Gilmore has been recommended for this, and we can now just take a roll call vote, or would you prefer roll call for this, or should we just say yay and nay? It's hard to do on Zoom.
So just sorry, real quick, I believe procedurally we need a recommendation, a second, and then an opportunity for public comment on the second, on the motion.
I'm not sure if I think public comment was slated already, but let's go ahead and, so if we are ready, that's what I was trying to get to, is saying, if we're ready to start discussing in-state for Zach Gilmore, we can start that vote if folks are ready to do that.
I'll go ahead and second for Zach Gilmore, and we can discuss, but there's no additional public comment per Robert's rules.
Sorry, this is my last time. Basically, so per Robert's rules, my understanding is meetings have a public comment portion, and then anytime there is a motion or a vote, public comment is given another opportunity on each and every single vote. Otherwise, the motion does not, pass procedurally.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and speak up as the
Thank you.
Board of Trustee member. Public comment period per Florida rules, you have to have a designated period. At some point in the meeting, there has already been that stated segment within this meeting. You have to allow for discussion amongst board members before an action item. You don't have to require public comment. And that's per the rules of this board and Florida law. So thank you. I appreciate those comments and the robust discussion about having public comment.
Yeah, and your interest in engagement. Thank you for that as well. So I believe we've been voted. We have now voted we have made a motion, a first and a second, to vote on the position for in-state for Zach Gilmore. And I think we can go ahead and if folks want to, if it's easiest, I think maybe we can vote one by one. We can do roll call and then people can say yay or nay.
I think, yeah, let's do roll call vote, but we can, if there's discussion about this candidate before the vote.
Yep, if there's any discussion, now is the time from directors to speak up, please. Okay, as I hear no discussion, and we have a motion and a second, I'm going to ask that we do the roll call vote, and we can go ahead and move through doing that. Is Jennifer still on to do roll call votes?
Yes. Chris Davenport,
I've so moved.
Dr. Gonzalez,
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be yay or nay. So
Yay.
if we can redo the last vote, please.
Sorry. Yay.
Okay.
Okay, Chris Davenport, yay. Dr. Gonzalez, yay. Dr. Jensen,
Yay.
Maureen Mahoney,
Yay.
Dr. Miller-Wolf,
Yay.
Dr. Parsons, Dr. Heather Riddell,
Yay.
Dr. Rivera-Collazo. I don't know if she's still on.
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay. Dr. Shriver-Rice,
Yay.
Glenda Simmons-Jenkins.
Yay.
Okay. All right.
That's everyone? Okay.
That's everyone.
Okay. Now we can move to out of state. If we can have a motion to conduct this vote and then have any discussion that's necessary.
Is it a second? Am I seconding?
I need a motion and then a second because
Okay.
I'm the chair, so I can't make the motion.
Got it. So moved.
Okay. A second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion from directors, please? Okay, as I hear no discussions, I am going to ask Jennifer to go ahead and conduct the roll call vote for our candidate, Dr. Jones.
Chris Davenport,
Yay.
Dr. Gonzalez, Dr. Gonzalez,
Yay. Sorry, I had a little audio problem.
it's okay. Dr. Jensen,
Yay.
Maureen Mahoney,
Yay.
Dr. Miller Wolf,
Yay.
Dr. Parsons, Dr. Riddell,
Yay.
Dr. Rivera Colazo,
Yay.
Dr. Shriver Rice,
Yay.
Miss Glenda Simmons Jenkins,
Yay.
and that's all the votes for that.
Sorry, I was still muted. Next on my list, I have our UWF representative, and this has been recommended as Dr. Remy Goujon. So if we can have a first and a second for this vote and any discussion that's necessary.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion from directors?
I just want to say one thing. As the UWF representatives are appointed by the dean, we're very excited that the dean selected Dr. Goujon. He's the chair of the anthropology department and the director of the Archaeology Institute. And with you rotating off, Dr. Miller Wolf, we would be without anyone from the anthropology department. So I think this is really exciting, and he's a previous board member. So we would be excited to welcome Remy back.
Super. Okay. Thank you for that discussion point. Any further discussion? Okay. So we can go ahead and do the roll call vote, please.
Chris Davenport,
Yay.
Dr. Gonzalez,
Yay.
Dr. Jensen,
Yay.
Maureen Mahoney,
Yay.
Dr. Catherine Miller Wolf,
Yay.
Dr. Heather Riddell,
Yay.
Dr. Isabel Rivera Galazzo,
Yay.
Dr. Shriver Rice,
Yay.
Glenda Simmons Jenkins,
Yay.
and that ends the roll call.
Okay, super. Last but not least, we have our public layperson, and that would be Jerry Crawford, as recommended by the nominations committee. So if there can be a motion and a second, and then we'll have discussion.
So moved.
A second, please.
Second.
Super. Any discussion about our public person, a lay person? Okay, as I'm hearing no discussion, we can go ahead and move forward with the roll call vote, please. Thank you, Jennifer.
Chris Davenport,
Yay.
Dr. Gonzalez,
Yay.
Dr. Jensen,
Yay.
Maureen Mahoney,
Yay.
Dr. Miller Wolf,
Yay.
Dr. Heather Riddell,
Yay.
Dr. Isabel Rivera Colazo,
Yay.
Dr. Meryl Shriver Rice,
Yay.
Miss Glenda Simmons Jenkins.
I am going to abstain.
And that ends the roll call.
Okay, so that is the end of voting. So hearing yays for most of these candidates, I think that each has been voted on to the board of directors. So congratulations to these nominees. I look forward to hearing about the great things that you all do as I rotate off. It's been a pleasure serving as your chair. At this point, we can move on to item 8, which is good of the order.
I just wanted to mention a couple of things before we conclude this meeting. One, for you, Katie, of course, for Isabel, Rep. Jenkins, and Maureen, who are all rotating off. I just want to again thank you so much for your service and for your time and dedication, not only to attending the board meetings, but supporting the organization in numerous ways, whether we were collaborating on events together or conferences or working on sites. It's really been amazing working with all of you and have set really excellent examples of how to be an engaged board member. So thank you for that. I also would like to mention that to reiterate something Rachel had said previously is that all of the candidates that were presented were really, really strong. And what it made us consider as a nominations committee would be, is there a future where we would expand the size of this board? I think particularly in the category of the lay public representative, to have one person represent all the public of Florida seems like a huge ask for such an absolutely large and wide variety type of state. So one thing I would like us to consider for the future is would expanding the board in different ways make sense? Maybe to add an additional lay director, because we have 2 in-state, 2 out-of-state directors, so maybe we should have 2 lay directors. And another consideration that we talked about was because we are thinking about international collaborations, and there's so many people that are working internationally now, if we wanted to have an international representative. None of these are things that we need to vote on, but I just wanted to put that forward for the consideration of the board as we go into summer, and all you all are going to think about is FPAN all summer. So staff will also regroup about what this would look like, and hopefully if there's some ideas that you all have, either as board members or rotating off board members, of how you'd like this board to be shaped in the future, please reach out, because I think this is an ongoing process as we turn this board from what it originally started as was a steering committee to guide the creation of an organization to a board that advises our work and our growth moving forward into our next 20 years.
I think those are excellent points, Mary. I think balancing it with having an extra lay person would be great as well. And the international component, I of course like as somebody who works internationally as well. So, because I think that can bring fresh perspectives sometimes about different ways archaeology can be done, and some of the public archaeology components that other places may face that we may face down the line, or something like that. So, I think those are both really fabulous ideas.
This is Glenda Simmons Jenkins. I'd like to thank everyone. Thank you, Mary, for being an awesome chair, and for all of the fellow board members. Thank you for making space for a lay person. It has definitely been a great honor to have been asked and to serve, and I wish you all the best moving forward.
I would also like to say thank you to everyone for the opportunity. I've learned a lot from what you guys are doing. It's very admirable, the amount of work that you guys do. And it's been a pleasure to see all the progress and all the successes that you've had and all the creativity. So keep up the good work, and I'm here to help anything that I might be of need in the future.
Super. It's been a fabulous board, and it's been my pleasure to serve as your chair. My role here is just to, follow the agenda and help support the board of directors in any way. And it really has been, I'll second what others have said, that it's been a wonderful learning experience to see what everybody's been doing and all of the fabulous work that's being done to safeguard Florida's cultural heritage and thinking forward in all these different ways. Is there any further discussion for the good of the order? Okay, with that, I thank everybody for their time. I thank our public comments. I thank everyone for the discussion that was had, and especially to the nominations committee for going through these different applications and really considering, the best candidates for the roles on this board. And with that, we can adjourn.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day.